Well, hello and welcome to USC. Right behind me is the Levy Library, where on that top floor is USC Show Foundation, where for over 12 years I spent a very happy and fulfilled time as Executive Director of USC Show Foundation. But today we're off to class. I am back as faculty teaching a class on anti-Semitism, racism and other hatred. So let's go. Off to class. So it's interesting, this time we on our campuses we've been experiencing a lot of concern about anti-Semitism in many forms, exacerbated dramatically by the war in Israel-Gaza with the encampments and the protests that have been taking place. But it's interesting because I'm here to teach a class on anti-Semitism, racism and other hatreds. So just to tell you a bit about the class, I've got a wonderful group of students of all kinds of backgrounds who are exploring anti-Semitism, and we are comparing and learning about the history of anti-Semitism over the ages, going all the way back to the beginning of the Christian period and anti-Judaism as it appeared at that time, tracking our way through all the way to the contemporary time, including the current conflict that's happening now. But along the way what we're doing is we're seeing that in the context of a variety of other genocides and forms of racism, and trying to understand anti-Semitism and how it fits into the wider context of genocide and racism. I have to tell you, this has been a really extraordinary class to teach. Not only the students themselves, super curious and really absorbing and learning. The debate and the discussion that the comparative work allows provides a very rich environment for trying to understand anti-Semitism in the wider world. You see, we can't actually understand anti-Semitism as a standalone phenomenon, because it's part of a universal human experience of prejudice and discrimination, which not only happens to Jewish people, but happens to a whole variety, and has happened and does happen to a whole variety of groups in the world today. What this class is allowing us to do, though, is to go really deep into the history of anti-Semitism, so that our students really understand its evolution, the continual history of violence against the Jews and pogroms and genocide, to delve deep into the Holocaust and its meaning. We're using testimony throughout the program, so the students are getting to know Holocaust survivors through the USC Shoah Foundation's archive. It's very profound to see them delving into that, but also because the archive contains testimonies of genocides other than the Holocaust, they're also able to compare that to testimonies from the Guatemala genocide or Rwanda, for example. What I'm finding is a really rich discussion with the students. And so, contrary to some of the understanding we have about what's happening on campus, I am always of the opinion that there's no better place to learn than on our campuses. There's no better place to enrich our students than through education. And so while we have to continually be vigilant about the political forces that get in the way of that education, our job as educators is to make sure that we're giving the opportunity for as many students as possible to learn, to debate, to hold differences of opinion, but to do so in an informed way. And in my classroom, we make the rule that everything is on the table for discussion, provided that we do so with curiosity and respect for everyone in the room, and so that our discussions can be tough, can be thoughtful, respectful, and can all teach us new things about the world in which we live. And so, I'm off to class right now. Before I leave, just say hi to Tommy Trojan. Hi Tommy, good to see you.